you were at Defendant Williams' second residence and Mr. Copeland arrived. You did not, is it fair to say you didn't see how he got there? You just know he got there.
Yeah, I don't know how he got there. I don't remember how he got there, to be honest with you.
And do I recall correctly, you don't even remember what kind of car you had?
Yeah, I don't remember what kind of car I had.
Do you remember whether Defendant Williams had a car or multiple cars?
I don't remember exactly what car Mr. Williams had at the time. He had numerous of cars, like you said, so I don't remember.
Okay. Since he had numerous cars, did you ask him, why don't you take him down there?
I didn't ask him because I knew he had to go. He was going to do had to be, I guess he had to be in Miami at a certain time to do the show. So I never asked him why he didn't take him.
Now, was that show a part of that Travis Scott tour that you were talking about? It was a different show.
It was a different show, I think.
Okay. Was that show a part of any tour, or was it just an independent show?
I think somebody booked him for a show. I don't know.
Before January 10th, did you know he had been booked for that show?
Yes, I think we had a discussion about him having a show before January the 10th.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of where it is that Defendant Williams parked those many multiple cars that he had?
No, I don't have no idea.
Did you have access to drive the many multiple cars that he had?
No, I had my own car.
Do you know, or have you ever discussed with Defendant Williams why he needed to rent cars when he had many multiple cars?
I never even know. I never knew Jeffrey Williams rented a car. So every car I seen him, I thought he owned them himself. So I never knew he rented a car.
So would you have any knowledge about a gray Infiniti Q50 Defendant Williams may or may not have rented or had in his possession around January 10th, 2015?
I never seen that car a day in my life.
Did you ever know Defendant Williams to get cars or secure cars for days when he intended to be out of the city in a different state? In other words, renting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks, or getting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks when he's going to be gone within a week?
Sustained.
Did you never know of Defendant Williams to obtain access to, in any way, a car that he did not own?
No.
Did Defendant Williams ever talk to you about obtaining or renting cars?
No.
On January 10th, 2015, did you receive any calls from Kenneth Copeland before you saw him at Defendant Williams' residence?
I don't recall if I did.
Do you know or have any knowledge why Kenneth Copeland showed up at Defendant Williams' residence?
No.
Did any other members of YSL show up at Defendant Williams' second residence at any time while you were there on January 10th?
I don't recall or remember.
Okay. How did you take Kenneth Copeland to the police?
I drove him.
And where did you drive him to?
I don't know. I think it's Central, right down the street by the traffic court house. I dropped them off on that side street right now.
Atlanta Police Headquarters?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Understanding you don't remember the kind of car you had, do you remember anything about the car you drove him in?
No,
How many cars have you had since 2015?
I can't even count.
You've had more than 5?
Yes, you could look it up in the DMV
Okay.
if you want
Why
to.
you have so many cars?
Because I pay for them.
Okay.
That's what I like. I like to buy cars.
All right. Did you go with Mr. Copeland inside the police station?
No,
Why?
because I always was directed by my attorney. If you're not being arrested, you do not have to talk to the police.
Did you tell Mr. Copeland that?
Yeah, but he insists on going in there. That's his business.
All right. Did you tell Defendant Williams that?
No, man, no, me and Mr. Williams never had that discussion about was I going to go in or not.
But it was Defendant Williams who told you take him down there to talk to the police.
He didn't just say him.
What did he say?
Both of us could have went in there if we wanted to. I decided not to go in there.
So did you, when he told both of y'all to go, did you tell him, hey, my lawyer told me do not go talking to police?
I didn't have that discussion with Mr. Williams.
Why did you tell Mr. Copeland and not Mr. Williams, if I heard you right?
Because me and Mr. Copeland was in the car together. Me and Mr. Williams just in this place together. When I was taking Copeland, he was just like, I'm going in there. I said, I ain't going.
How long were you in the space with Mr. Williams before Mr. Copeland came?
I don't recall how long it was, Miss Love.
How long did you all talk about Donovan Thomas's murder before Mr. Copeland came?
We never really talked about it. When I brought it to his attention, he was so focused on the video at the time. So,
do you remember what Defendant Williams' phone number was, the last 4 digits at that time?
I never knew, not saying I didn't have, never knew one of Mr. Williams' number by heart.
Did you know Mr. Williams to have more than one phone?
He's a rapper, I guess. Like,
did you personally know him to have more than one phone?
Yes.
What did you and Mr. Copeland discuss on the way to the police station?
We really didn't discuss. He was just saying, I ain't doing it. I would tell him, I ain't doing it and I don't know nothing about it. So I wasn't going to talk to no police.
Okay. And what did you say in response?
What you mean?
When he said, I ain't do it, I don't know nothing about it, I'm going to go talk to the police, what did you say in response?
If you want to go talk to the police, go talk to him.
Did you wait on him after you let him get out?
No, why would I be sitting in front of a police station waiting on him to come out, not knowing how long they're going to be having him with me and my son and my mother uncomfortable?
Had anybody shot at any one of you all?
No.
Is Kenneth Copeland, forgive me for if you've already said this, but I don't remember. Is Kenneth Copeland one of the people you count as somebody you loved back then?
I already answered that question for you yesterday.
I understand. Can you remind me, please?
You just said you...
Is he one of the people that you counted as someone you loved in 2015?
Yes.
All right. And did you have any sense of whether he was putting himself in harm's way going into the police station?
No, I thought going to the police is the safest thing.
All right. Then why didn't you wait on him if it was so safe?
Because he was in good hands.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Did you go back and pick him up?
No.
Did you call him to check on him while he was there?
I think after he got through, he called me.
And what did you tell him?
What did I tell him?
Yes, sir.
I ain't tell him nothing.
Did he ask you to come pick him up?
No, he had someone else to pick him up, I guess.
Okay. Did he tell you anything that he talked about with the police?
No, he never discussed anything he talked about with the police.
Is that the only time that you have taken Kenneth Copeland to the police station?
Yes.
Have you ever discussed with Kenneth Copeland anything that he told police at any time that he talked to them?
No.
Have you ever discussed with any member of YSL without giving names, anything that they told the police when they talked to them?
No.
To your knowledge, did Quindarius Zachary ever talk to the police in the months following Donovan Thomas's murder?
I don't know. You telling me something.
I am not telling you. I am asking you a question.
I don't never know if Quindarius was going to talk to the police.
Okay, so is it fair to say you never had a conversation with Quindarius Zachary about anything he said to the police?
No.
What about Damekion Garlington?
No.
All right. At any time, did you ever gain any information about anything any member of YSL told the police in 2015?
No.
Now, you said that you were charged or arrested for Donovan Thomas's murder. Was that in 2015 or later?
I want to say it was October 2015. I was already incarcerated for a charge, and one morning they came and told me I had first appearance. My lawyer ain't told me nothing about that.
Mm-hmm. And what happened at that first appearance?
They read out what they were charging me with.
Uh-huh. And then what happened?
They sent me back to my dorm.
At that first appearance, is the only thing that happened you were read your charges, or did you hear anybody give what they considered probable cause for your charge?
No, I was confused.
You were confused?
Yes.
At any time, did you have a preliminary hearing?
Yes.
How long after that first appearance did you have a preliminary hearing?
If I am mistaken, I think you go like 2 weeks at a time, if I am mistaken.
Would you tell the jury what happened at your preliminary hearing?
Where are you going with this?
Your Honor, I can approach the bench and tell the court.
Okay, why don't you do that?
After dropping off Mr. Copeland at the police station, did you take your child and child's mother to a hotel?
Yes.
How long did you stay at the hotel?
I want to say for like 2-3 days at the max.
What made you feel that it was okay to leave the hotel?
It wasn't about feeling okay. I left because of me.
Now, what does that mean for the jury? Because the jury doesn't know who you are.
I left because I'm not scared of anyone.
So why'd you go to the hotel in the first place?
Because I wasn't going to be nowhere that anyone probably come shoot up.
And why did you think somebody might come shoot up?
Then I just tell you by the streets and the fake DM, I was accused of the Donovan Thomas murder.
All right. Did you believe that that threat of the possibility of a shoot up had passed after 2 days?
I don't know if it passed or not.
Okay. So what was different in 2 days from the night that Donovan Thomas was killed?
Because when I left the hotel, I didn't go back to the same apartment either.
Okay. Did you move out of the apartment?
No, I didn't move eventually straight out of the apartment, no.
What part of the city, if any part, did you go to live in that was different from where you lived on Boulevard?
I don't really remember. I don't know the area. I just knew how to get there.
Did you go to someone's home or to?
Yeah, it was her mother's house.
Whose? What?
My son's mother's house.
All right. How long did you stay there?
I don't recall how long we stayed.
Do you have any idea whether it was months or weeks?
It wasn't months. I know that much.
And what was it that made you, when you did leave there, what was it that made you leave?
I just left.
Right. When you left, where did you go?
I went back to Boulevard.
Did you go back to Boulevard before October 2015?
Yes, I got arrested July the 29th.
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of the city with any members of YSL?
Could you repeat that?
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of Atlanta with any members of YSL?
From January to 15?
From January 2015 to July 2015, when you said you were arrested?
Yeah, I think we went on tour.
All right. How many places did you visit on tour?
I don't recall how many places we went to.
Who all went with you?
It wasn't too many people went with us, but I don't remember exactly the number who went with us.
And when you were arrested in July of 2015, what were you arrested for?
I never knew until I got to the jail, but it was aggravated battery, aggravated assault. There was a lot of charges.
Were you arrested for that April 28th drive-by? Or
Yes,
that drive-by with Mr. Zachary?
Yes.
Did you talk to the police after you were arrested?
That's what they took me down to some of the, I don't know, it's a precinct or whatever you want to call it, right there by the detention center.
Who took you there?
I want to say it was the ATLs.
Do you remember whether it was Detective Dennis?
Detective Dennis didn't take me there, but Detective Dennis was there when I got there.
Okay. Was Detective Gaither there?
Yes.
Did you already know them?
No.
Okay. Did you know either of them?
No.
Did you recognize either of them?
No.
Okay. Did you tell Dennis you knew him?
No, I don't recall telling Dennis I knew him. If I did, no, I don't recall telling him.
Okay. Did Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither explain to you why it is that they had arrested you?
No, they never even explained to me what they were charging me with. No.
Did Detective Gaither ever tell you that she had placed warrants on you for aggravated assault, aggravated battery, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon?
I don't think she never said that to me. I don't remember.
Did Detective Gaither or Detective Dennis, after you were arrested in July of 2015, ever tell you that they arrested you because of the incident that happened on Adele Avenue over by Mosley Park?
I think on into the conversation they said it, but not immediately when I came in there. I don't remember them telling me exactly as soon as I got in there.
All right. So when I'm asking you if they told you, I don't mean just immediately. Anytime.
Oh, yeah, they end up telling me, yeah.
All right. Did you tell them, I don't know nothing about that?
Yes, at the time, yes.
Why'd you tell them that?
I'm not going to tell them myself.
Why not tell on the people you said you dropped off?
Why tell on them? They didn't ask me about them. They asked me about me at first, if I don't recall.
When you told them, I don't know nothing about that, was that a lie?
And then, yes, it was a lie.
Okay. Now, did they also tell you that they wanted or they had arrested you for a shooting at the home on Drew Drive, the old Perry Holmes apartments?
No, I don't recall them saying that to me if they did, but I don't recall.
All right. Did you give either Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither any information about the shooting on Adele Drive or on Drew Drive?
No.
Do you remember how long that interview lasted?
Not too long.
All right. Did they ask you if you could read and write English?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether they asked you or advised you of your constitutional rights? I'm establishing what happened in the conversation, Your Honor. I'll move on. All right. Did they talk to you about a fight at the club on April 28th?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether you were asked about the date April 28th?
I don't recall about them asking me about it either.
Do you recall? So if you don't recall being asked, then you definitely don't recall telling them yes, correct?
Yes, I don't recall telling them yes neither.
And you don't recall telling them that there was a fight at the club?
I don't remember. I don't remember that in the interview.
Do you recall during the interview telling them anything about Club Crucial?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Detective Gaither asking you who did the fight involve? Your Honor, this is based on what it's forming a foundation for other questions that I will be asking the witness. Yeah, well, I think they are.
A little bit of leeway, but let's just get to whatever the point is you're going to be making that you do believe to be relevant.
Okay.
All right.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that you didn't pick up Damekion Garlington at Club Crucial?
I told you I was not finna tell the police anything to incriminate myself.
And ultimately, did you just tell the police, I'm not going to tell you anything, you just need to do your job?
No, I never said that.
Okay.
If you took it
What
that
if,
way.
what, if anything, did you end up telling the police about that shooting?
I never told.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem to be. Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow, and you can, when we're not okay. when the jury's time is not being taken up, and I can.
Yes.
Maybe
yes,
you can
Your
help me
Honor.
to understand how it's relevant. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And honestly, I think we may just break here for the afternoon.
Yes,
and
Your Honor.
actually, then maybe you could tell me before we leave, but
Yes, Your Honor.
without the jury being here. So y'all are getting to go a little bit early today. Same instructions as always. Don't talk about the case with anybody, allow anybody to talk about it with you. Try to avoid any kind of discussion, media coverage, any social media, anything about this case or anybody that's involved in it. Have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you in the morning. Mr. Sledge, you need to be back here at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.